Who doesn't enjoy watching a good movie? Hi, I'm Clayton Vandiver, your colleague in DIGI760, and I'm excited to share with you my findings in this mixed methods study on film and human emotions. Motion pictures have served as a powerful form of human communication and influence on our culture for more than 100 years. My research study on motion picture viewing and its effect on human emotion was designed using an explanatory sequential mixed methods case study design. I investigated a select body of topical case study research with the intention of discovering the effect that viewing a film has on mood and human emotions. The research followed what Creswell and Plano-Clark 2018 described as a concurrent or simultaneously collected and analyzed quantitative and qualitative study. The results are extracted systematically during the analysis from the data that was collected. The study, in its limited scope and scale, looked for significant evidence supporting and affirming the research questions and the hypothesis that was logically drawn from those questions. The research for this mixed methods case study design was conducted using qualitative and quantitative data collection methods and measures from peer-reviewed articles selected for topical relevance, and also from a small survey using an online social media resource. The theoretical foundation for the study is based on the Coordinated Management of Meaning theory by Pierce and Cronin in 1980, and the understanding that this theory provides for communication data that helps researchers assess what something as complex as a motion picture might intend for its meaning to mean. If it means to alter emotions, feelings, and moods, if motion picture exposure does indeed positively alter the mental state of an audience. 10 academic case studies no older than 5 years were selected from the online library at Liberty University, all sharing this common topical focus. These case studies were sorted into logical groups, beginning with articles that defined the elements of motion pictures and described how those elements worked. TAN 2018 did such a study on audience perception, meaning, and comprehension, and the effects on audience emotions. Fragoso et al. 2020 supported TAN's research, carried it forward with a study on thoughts, memories, and emotions triggered by film viewing. Mokrin et al. 2020 added research from online reviews with references from mood and emotions following film viewing. Fernandez Aguilar et al. 2019 became more specific with negative, neutral, and positive emotions after watching a movie, proving that film viewing not only manipulated human emotions, but that those results could be clinically replicated. Having found case studies that establish the possibility of answering our questions and hypotheses affirmatively, the next group of articles, like Kimura et al. 2019, focused research on specific positive emotional responses in viewers. Dr. Hajar, 2019, concluded that watching a humorous film reduced the need for pain medications in patients. Weiss 2022 added evidence also from a medical perspective showing clinical results from an audience that being moved to laughter watching a film. Her research supported our hypothesis while giving credence to the old saying that laughter is the best medicine. King Solomon even supported this position in the Bible in Proverbs 17:22 with the words, "A merry heart does good like medicine." So the concept of laughter improving our health is certainly not a new one. Today, many know it as mind over matter, the power of positive thinking, noetic science, or laughter being the best medicine. One day we may add to that list the positive influence of a good movie. Our research questions for the study were: 1, is there evidence that watching a film has any effect on mood and emotions? 2, is there evidence that mood and emotions are altered in a positive, negative, or neutral way by exposure to film? The hypothesis that the research centered upon film exposure can positively alter an individual viewer's emotional state. An alternate hypothesis was provided for neutral results. Film exposure has no effect on an individual's emotional state. Methodology: these case studies were analyzed and the qualitative references to film and human emotion were extracted, compiled, grouped into individual sources, listing the number of references from each source that provided supporting data. The number of references and whether they were positive, negative, or neutral were coded for analysis. Simultaneously, a survey was conducted on Facebook using the SurveyMonkey data collection tool. 9 questions were composed to qualify the respondent to determine if they had any mood or emotion-altering film viewing experience, and whether those experiences were positive, negative, or neutral. Control questions were used to confirm clinical value, Responses were from a population spanning the globe of nearly 5,000 potential volunteers who all had equal opportunity to participate. Results from the 9 questions were then coded for analysis. The convergent data from both qualitative and quantitative methods was then analyzed by co-coders using ANOVA tests for variance results to determine if emotions were altered after viewing a motion picture and if positive emotions were the most common result from the data. The results of both co-coders agreed, and their participation was confirmed by the use of a Cohen's-Kappa statistical test. In this case, agreement was total. Limitations of the study were recognized under definitions by Ross and Bibler's AD 2019, who defined them as representative weaknesses within the study that may influence outcomes and conclusions. One of the primary limitations in this study was the time and resource constraints to data collection, processing and coding, and analysis of the data. The dissimilar motion picture stimuli used was as a limitation. It is recognized that clinical and replicable results can only be obtained using the same stimulus. Another limitation was the lack of IRB approval that largely dictated the scope, scale, and anonymity of the survey. Limiting the study to data from the last 5 years also posed a limitation, as the contents and style of popular films is different now than those 20 or 40 years ago that may have had more biased content and could generate stronger emotional reactions. The results showed that there's a significant indication affirming that film can affect the emotions. Quantitative results from the online social media survey supported the qualitative result, with data indicating 85% of respondents had a change in mood after watching a movie. 80% of participants have felt a happy or positive mood change. 77.5% have reported feeling a sad or negative mood change, and only between 12 and 20% either disagreed or had no opinion at all. 87.5% of respondents felt that certain movies made them feel happy or positive. These results are reported with a conditional understanding that this study was of a very limited sample size, conducted over a very limited time. These limitations, if lifted, could result in more accurate data collected over a longer period of time with more sources, more complete demographic profiles, more complete and thorough analysis, and ultimately more accurate results, all evaluated while using the same study design methodology and techniques as outlined in this study. So film continues to be one of the most influential forms of communication our society has embraced and continues to support as a multi-billion-dollar industry. This study has affirmed our research questions, and watching a film can change mood, that reactions can be positive, negative, or neutral, and it conditionally affirmed the hypothesis that watching a motion picture can positively alter a viewer's emotional state. It's been a pleasure to share this exciting research with you, and I hope you all will continue to enjoy and be affected by one of America's greatest and most beloved communication pastimes, watching the movies. Thank you.